Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to discuss the topic packages in Java, and I'm your teacher, Miss Manisha Khare. So let's get started. First thing is, what is a package? Like you can think of it as a folder which has lots of files in it. So similarly, a package is a unit, you can say, that combines the related classes. Like all the classes which are doing a particular task can be put up in one folder or one package. Now package can be of two types, either it could be built-in or it could be user-defined. Built-in package is what? It combines the classes that you can use in your program. Like suppose you want to read the values, then there is a ready-made function, so you can use that function. You need not write the function, you need not write the class to read the values, to print the values. You have the ready-made commands for that. So those are built-in packages. So built-in packages have the ready-made code that is already been written by someone, and it can be used in your own program. Now it is a good practice that you combine all the related files and put in your package, and that package will then be known as a user defined package. User defined package, from the name only you can make out that it is defined by the user. Like suppose you have written 2 or 3 classes, then you are putting all of them in a package. So it is a good idea, if all the 3 are related to a certain task, you can put it in a package. Also, if you are putting the classes in a package, it will be easier for you to recollect that I need to use this package, I need to import this particular package if I have to do a certain task. Next thing is import keyword. Now import keyword is a keyword that you use to import or use the package. If you want to use a package in your program, you have to write import, then you write the name of the package, then you write semicolon. Now there are two ways of importing the package. First way is you have to write like import java.util.scanner. It means you are explicitly mentioning that you want to use the scanner class from the util package. So here you are telling the name of the file or name of the class that you want to use. Another way could be you write import java.util.star. When you write util.star, it means you are importing all the classes in this package. So you can use all the classes, you can use any of the class in your program. Okay, you are not specifically mentioning that I am using this particular class only. Next thing is Java packages. So Java packages, there are so many ready-made packages in Java. Some of the common packages are java.io. So it is basically meant for input output. So everything related to input output that is built in Java is placed in this java.io package. And then java.util, it is a package that comprises all the classes related to the utilities, such as the date, time, calendar, and so on. Then java.lang package, this is the default package. Even if you don't import this program, this package in your class, it is there by default. This is the main, or you can say the core package, which is included in every class because it is the basis of the Java programming language. So it includes all the classes that are essential to the Java language. Then java.net, it is used for implementing the networking application. Suppose you are writing the code to build in some networking application, so you are going to use the java.net package. Then there is java.awt package. If you are doing some graphical application where you want to design graphics and all, so you are going to use the java.awt package. Next is java.applet package. Applets are something that run on the internet. If you are designing an internet based application, then you are going to use the java.applet package. Next thing is comments in Java. Now comments are what? Like they are used to explain what do you mean by a particular statement, or what do you mean by the set of statements. You want to explain the meaning, so you can write the comments. So how to write the comment? There are two ways. First, you can write double slash, like the pair of slash, so it means single line comments. For example, you can see I have written int a, then I have written double slash integer variable name a. So it means I have written the statement int a, and then I have explained the meaning of this statement by writing double slash. Double slash means it is a single line comment. Now if I write slash star and then I write the comment and then I write star and slash, so it is used to write multi-line comments. Suppose you want to write a comment that is quite long and it will not fit in one line, so you need to use this multi-line comments. Now one more important thing is that comments in Java are non-executable, means when the Java program will be compiled, that time the compiler will not read the comments. So whatever you write in the comments, it does not cause any error in the program. The only thing is you have to explicitly write double slash, or you have to write the star slash and star, so that the Java compiler knows that it is a comment. Next thing is errors in Java. Like we all make errors when you are doing something. When we are doing programming also we make errors. So there are certain types of errors in Java. They might arise at different stages during the program writing or during the program execution. Okay, so what are the different types of errors in Java? Let's see. There are three different types of errors in Java. First is syntax error, second is runtime error, and third is logic errors. First is syntax error. Syntax error is what? It is the syntactical error, means when you're writing the code and you're writing it wrong. Okay, suppose every language has a set of rules and regulations how you have to write it. If you're writing the language wrong, so then it is a syntax error. Now when you compile the program, that time the syntax error are identified by the compiler. So they are identified at the time of program compilation. That is why they are also known as the compile time errors. Okay, now they are detected during the program compilation, hence they are called the compile time errors. Now how to correct these errors? When you compile the program, that time only Java compiler will tell you that you have an error, and sometimes they tell you that in this particular line there is an error. Also they tell you that this kind of error has come. So you have to understand that what is the error, and you have to correct it, and you have to compile the program until and unless you get the class compile no syntax error message. So in this way you can correct the syntax errors. Now they are the easiest one to find out and resolve, because the Java compiler does it automatically for you. When you compile it, automatically shows that whether there are errors or not. If there are errors, then it will show the error. If there are no errors, then it will show class compiled no syntax errors. Next thing is runtime error. Now runtime error, again from the name only you can make out runtime. So they are found out, or they are detected at the time of program running. When the program is actually executing, that time they are found. Now what kind of errors can come when the program is running? Like suppose user has asked to enter a string, and when the program is being executed, that time you are entering a number in place of a string, so that is a runtime error. So it is a kind of error that is not identified at the compile time, because during the compile time the program was okay, but when you executed it, you did something wrong which was unexpected, so that time the error will come, and that is called the runtime error. Now the compiler has no way to find out these kind of error, because they come when the user is entering the data. It is not at the end of the compiler, but it is at the end of the user. Okay. Now common mistakes that cause runtime errors could be divide by 0, like you are entering a number by which you have to divide and you are entering the number as 0. Okay, then this will be an error. Then you are passing some invalid value. Okay, suppose that string was required and you are passing the int or float, so it is an error. Floating point error means something related to decimal points. Invalid typecasting means like you are assigning int to a float, or you are assigning a string to a character. That type of errors is a runtime error. The last category of error is your logical error. Logical error is what? When the program compiles and it executes, there are no errors. Logic is what? That you think. So anything that is wrong with the logic of the program, that is a logical error. Means they cannot be identified, they are at the end of the programmer. If the programmer does not understand the what he has to write, actually he has incomplete understanding of what he has to write and he is writing something wrong, means what was required is not being done and something else is done, so that is a logical error. These are also called semantic errors, and these errors are the syntax errors are the grammatical errors, whereas logical errors are the errors that are arising due to incorrect meaning. For example, if a program accidentally add two variables when it was meant to divide them, means you have to divide them but the programmer has added them, so then what kind of error it is? It is a logical error because it is going to give a wrong result. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you understood today's session. Thank you.